Good evening, everybody. It is I, the Beast, and welcome to another comeback of Storytime with the Beast. What's today's story I'm going to be reading? Well, since I haven't done it yet, what we're going to do tonight is the story of Pinocchio. And if y'all do Disney Plus, that's awesome. They're coming out with a live action of Pinocchio, a remake of the 1940s Disney's Pinocchio on Disney Plus. It's supposed to be starring in September. Oh, and I almost forgot. Happy August month. Hope all is well with you. So anyways, we're gonna read this story of a living book called Pinocchio. Again, it was made in 1962, since we got all these vintage books. And vintage is MJ Olivia's The Second Return's favorite. So let the story begin. Many years ago, there lived a lonely woodcarver named Geppetto, who made a poor living for himself in his little shop. He had no one in the world to call his own, so one day he decided to make a wooden puppet in order to have company while he worked. What was his delight upon finishing the puppet, to find that it could walk and talk. "I will call you Pinocchio," said the old man. "It's a name that will bring you luck." Pinocchio was delighted. "Hooray!" he cried. "I am a real boy. Look at me dance. Listen to me talk." Old Geppetto smiled, for he knew in his heart that Pinocchio had much to learn before he would be a real boy. "Now you must be off to school," he said. "This is all the money I have in the world. Take it and buy yourself school books, and then go directly to the schoolhouse. I will not have a dummy for a son." Promising faithfully that he would indeed make Geppetto a proud father, Pinocchio set out. He had scarcely gone a half-mile down the street when he met a lame fox and a blind cat. When they asked him where he was going, the simple lad told them, "And look, here is money with which to buy me books," he said. "Ho, ho," replied the fox. "Come with us. We know a magic field. If you plant your coins, they will sprout overnight into a money tree." Pinocchio, thinking he would do a good turn for the old Geppetto, made him rich gladly and went off with the fox and the cat. What do you think happened here? Well, Pinocchio ran into two strangers, didn't he? As we talked about in the Little Red Riding Hood story, you should never ever talk to strangers. Anyways, they arrived at the Red Crayfish Inn. "Let us dine," said the fox, "and after a night's rest we will go on to the magic field." Pinocchio had no sooner fallen asleep when the innkeeper awakened him. "Your friends have gone on," he said. "They told me to tell you that they would meet you down the road at daybreak." Uh-oh, this doesn't look too pretty. Down the dark road hurried Pinocchio, but he had gone far when suddenly he was seized by two figures in black coats. "Give us your money," demanded one. The clever puppet popped up his coins under his tongue and said nothing. The robbers, who were none other than the fox and the cat, soon discovered this. But when they tried to open Pinocchio's mouth, he bit him as hard as he could. "We will hang him then," said the fox. "Then when he is dead, we can easily take the money." They tied poor Pinocchio to the limb of a tree and left him to die. "Now what will become of me?" wailed the puppet. "Why didn't I obey Geppetto?" You see what happens? People who you think are nice can sometimes trick you. That's what the fox and the cat did in this story. But fortunately, Pinocchio's kind fairy godmother was aware of his plight. As soon as the thieves left, she rescued him and put him to bed. I am worthless puppet," he cried. I have made dear Geppetto so unhappy." But the fairy comforted him and said, "If you truly learn to be a good child, you will be rewarded by becoming a real boy. Call on me if you are ever in trouble, and I will help you if I can." In a few days, Pinocchio was well again, and with the fairy's blessing, he started home. He soon encountered a gaily painted coach filled with laughing boys and pulled by donkeys wearing shoes. Hop aboard, cried the coachman. We're off to Pleasure Island, where you can play all day to your heart's content. No school and no work. The foolish puppet thought this was a fine process, and there was no room in the coach. He hopped on one of the donkeys, completely forgetting his good resolutions once again. Uh-oh, he got tricked again, but this time by the coachman. And indeed, it was just as the coachman had promised. Pleasure Island was filled with every delight. The time went by, and Pinocchio enjoyed every minute. But imagine his horror one morning to discover 2 long donkey ears growing out of his head. Then Pinocchio remembered the donkeys that had pulled his coach. They too must have been boys once. He thought of Geppetto and the sorrow he had caused the old man. Oh, good fairy, he cried, I've been a foolish boy. Help me return to my dear Geppetto, and I will go back to school and make him proud of me. And before he knew it, Pinocchio suddenly found himself in Geppetto's house once more. Before they could greet each other, his good fairy put her hand on the shoulder. Pinocchio, she whispered, you have learned by now that you must work as well as play. I am sure you will be a good son to Geppetto. She waved her hand, and Pinocchio, the woodcarver's puppet, turned into a real live boy. And that is the end of this version of Pinocchio. We don't have a song for this. I'm sorry, we couldn't find a song to go with Pinocchio's thing. So, thank you for listening to today's story. If you have any questions about this book, please leave us a comment on the video and we'll respond to all your comments as soon as possible. Well, stay tuned for more videos coming up on the way. Remember to keep subscribing to us for more videos, and we will see you next time. We love y'all. Take care and good night. Pleasant dreams. Bye-bye.
I think you'll be absolutely amazed.